Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we will be talking about Meek Mills calling out Mark Zuckerberg for building a massive doomsday bunker in his home. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my Patreons know, I just dropped a new Patreon exclusive about what the elite don't want us to know. So if you're one of my Patreon members, make sure you go check it out after this video. Thank you all. Now let's get right into it. I want to start this episode by saying 2023 has been a very strange but revealing year. We have been seeing so much of the world's evil being revealed to us. One thing I noticed this year was the strange amount of apocalyptic imagery coming from Hollywood and the music industry. Some of you might remember that I started noticing a pattern of apocalyptic imagery suddenly in the month of September. During the month of September, the band 30 Seconds to Mars, which was led by Jared Leto, dropped their album called It's the End of the World, But It's a Beautiful Day. This album was dropped on September 15th. Then Hulu dropped a movie called No One Will Save You on September 19th. The movie was about an alien invasion that took over the planet. This stuck out to me because this apocalyptic theme was present in a subtle way since the beginning of the year. I know some of you might remember when I covered Bad Bunny's music video for Where She Goes. In that video, we saw Bad Bunny using apocalyptic imagery as well. The video showed Bad Bunny himself on the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which points back to the beginning of time when Adam and Eve were tempted by Lucifer. He then shows a woman with angel wings that is supposed to represent the fallen angel Lucifer. Throughout the video, he also shows the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. We can see random scenes of 4 different color horses flash by the screen. I interpret the imagery of this video as an obvious end-time theme video. Add this with people like Kendrick Lamar who were presenting themselves as a Christ-like figure, which I interpreted as Antichrist imagery. To me, this was already strange, as I saw it as a sign that the elite were sending out to announce some change coming, which I believe could be the start of their new world that they've been working for. When the movie Leave the World Behind came out, all I can think about was all that apocalypse imagery being shown throughout the year. This movie that was produced and advised by a former president was about, you guessed it, the apocalypse. I covered this movie and got in trouble with YouTube for it, but I ended up reposting an edited version. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys can watch it after this one. That imagery in that movie really caught my attention, and I kept thinking to myself, why are they so persistent with this end-time theme? What exactly are they trying to tell us? Are they trying to mock us, or are they just messing with us? Right around the same time this movie came out, Netflix dropped a TV show called Carol and the End of the World. Again, the same apocalypse theme and another TV show made by Hollywood. Hollywood must be obsessed with this apocalypse stuff, but why does it seem they're hinting at something they know about that we don't? While Hollywood is putting out all these movies about the end times, Mark Zuckerberg, one of the richest men on the planet, started building a massive 5,000 square foot bunker underneath his $200 million Hawaii home.
What is the world's 7th richest man doing with the millions? Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, has started to prepare for the Doomsday. Yes, the Facebook founder is creating a compound which also features a Doomsday bunker. He is creating this compound in Hawaii. The compound is located on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. Conservative estimates put the total price of the compound at $100 million, which comprises underground bunkers, luxurious mansions, and other self-reliant features.
Many people saw this and started wondering if Mark knows something that we don't. Well, that's exactly what Meek Mills seemed to refer in one of his recent tweets. On December 18th, Meek tweeted out in response to Say Cheese TV, posting about the news of Mark Zuckerberg building this doomsday bunker in his home. He tweeted, "If you can't smell something coming, you're a D-head." This simple response sparked conversation all over the internet as people started wondering if something was really coming. Meek Mills himself seems to think so, and considering he's always hanging around billionaires, it's quite possible he has access to information we don't. What I will say is that when I saw this, I instantly thought about the movie Leave the World Behind. In that movie, there's a scene where the actor Mahershala Ali tells Julia Roberts that the evil cabal are warned in advance about what's happening in the movie.
One of my clients invited me and my wife to a private event. My client, well, I won't say his name, but you'd recognize it though.
Is he a celebrity?
I don't know, nothing like that. But in the business world, he's one of the biggest out there. So he takes me to a study. Eventually he starts in how much he likes me and how he wishes he could invite me on this trip he's about to go on.
What kind of, where's he going?
That's exactly what I asked. Then he turns to me, a serious face, and he says, "Oh, just my annual meeting with the rest of the evil cabal that runs the world. My friend calls me up. No scheduled appointment like he usually does, just calls me out of the blue and wants me to move around some of his money. And we're talking some big numbers even for him. And as we're getting off the phone, I ask if he wants to grab a drink. He tells me he's going away for a while. I joke back to him, "Oh yeah, You hanging with your evil cabal this weekend? That was only during the winter solstice. Then he doesn't laugh. Then he always laughs, even with bad jokes. All he said was, take care of yourself. Almost as if he felt sorry for me. The conspiracy theory about a shot of big people in the world is far too lazy of an explanation, especially when the truth is much scarier. No one is in control.
As you heard for yourself, Mahershala tells Julia Fox that his rich and powerful friend were tipped off in advance before all the madness started to happen. Is this what's possibly going on now? Was Mark Zuckerberg and other billionaires warned about something coming? Or is it just a coincidence that he is building this massive doomsday bunker now all of a sudden? Looking into Mark Zuckerberg's bunker, you can see why people are concerned. For example, the bunker's plans show designs for a 5,000 square feet subterranean layer complete with an escape hatch and blast-proof doors. It also has a tunnel connecting to the two huge mansions he's building that would also lead to the bunker. The bunker is built to be entirely self-sufficient, with its own water supply and food grown on the 1,400 acres on the Hawaiian island. What is Mark expecting? Why does he need all this for his bunker? Something else that's interesting is that all the contractors hired for the job are bound by NDAs that forbids them from talking about the bunker they are building. For some reason, the construction project has been kept top secret. Why all this secrecy, and why is he spending over $200 million building such a bunker? What makes this even stranger is that it's not just Mark building these underground bunkers. Many other billionaires seem to be doing the same thing. Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, is also trying to get permission to build his own doomsday bunker in New Zealand, South Island. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, also seems to have built an underground bunker to wait out whatever they think is coming. In November, Jeff Bezos bought himself a new house in a billionaire island called Billionaire Bunker. Is all this really a coincidence, or is there something else going on that we're not chosen to know about? While this might all be reminding you of the movie Leave the World Behind, especially since the movie ends with the little sister stumbling into an underground bunker, American Horror Story showed us this 5 years before. In the American Horror Story Apocalypse season, they showed the world ending. As the world ends, all the rich and powerful people are collected and placed into several bunkers to wait out the apocalypse. In the show, the Antichrist is leading the plans to bring in this apocalypse. His goal in the show was to bring in the apocalypse and then start a new world order under Lucifer's rule.
Esteemed members of the cooperative, world leaders, tech giants, media moguls, cultural influencers, the rumors you've heard are true. My name is Michael Langdon, and I am the Antichrist. Humanity is at a crossroad. The world as it is today, the poverty, the hunger, the greed, and war. It's no longer sustainable. The time has come to wipe the slate clean. Friends, it's time for the apocalypse. I understand your trepidation, but let me remind you, you are here because of the gifts bestowed upon you by my father. In return, you gave him your immortal souls. He owns you. Therefore, I own you. We speak with one voice. My demands are his. Now I shall see from the handy guide provided by my associate, I do not intend to leave you and your families to die. When fire rains down the unwashed masses, you and your families will be safely squirreled away in a network of luxury fallout shelters. You already have the resources. You just bought land on New Zealand South Island. You just bought land on New Zealand South Island. You own half of Bora Bora. The bunker underneath your ranch in Texas could easily fit 20 people. With a little construction and some retrofitting, his sites will make the perfect outpost to ride out the end of the world. And with the admission price of $100 million, only the worthy will gain admission.
That's exactly what the future has in store. But one startup company says avoiding threats from potential natural disasters, viruses, and wars doesn't have to come at the expense of your comfort. This is an Oppidum, a type of luxury doomsday bunker that could soon be underneath the mansions of some of the world's richest people.
Oppidum creates underground living spaces that are highly secure and completely discreet, yet beautifully appointed and entirely bespoke.
Oppidum is the Latin term for fortified settlement, and that's exactly what this is, and much more. Company officials say each bunker is air and gas height, allowing those inside to be completely cut off from the atmosphere outside for up to a month. The shelters are also armed with the technology to make their own water, air, and energy while coming with the chicest amenities.
Whatever is happening in the world outside, you can rest easy. Live fully in times of tranquility and in times of unrest.
But these bunkers aren't just meant to keep people.
As you saw for yourself, this scene of the show does seem eerie with what we see these billionaires doing nowadays, especially with what's going on around the world. In the movie Leave the World Behind, they admit the elite are part of an evil cabal. In this American Horror Story season, they show us the exact same thing. While I'm not at all saying something is coming, as I myself cannot see in the future, I will say that all of this is quite suspicious to me. I truly wonder if they have something coming that we know nothing about. I will say this though, I believe only God knows when the day is truly approaching, and no matter what these people do, my trust remains in God that his people will be safe. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.